Hello, welcome to video. So today we're doing something a little different, and by a little different I mean it's pretty much the same thing that we always do. Today I'm going to be using a team that is not my own. Surprise. However, this team is interesting. So this team finished 5th place at Malmo Regionals. It was used by Fevzi. If you want to check him out on Twitter, it's at Fevzi, Fevzioe, Fevzioe. German player, nice guy, and he has this really cool team. It has Sash Alcremie, it has Life Orb, Iron Fist Conkeldurr, and G-Max Lapras, which is something I used on my channel already. But this team finished really well at Malmo, which is European Regionals, which were last weekend from when I'm filming this, maybe 2 weekends ago. And it has some cool stuff. It has Decorate, Alcremie, it has Life Orb, Iron Fist Conkeldurr, which is very powerful. Weakness Ballsy Togekiss, Incineroar, and Haze, Nightshade, Trick Room, Pain Split, Dusclops, which is kind of a cool set, and then Parasong Lapras. So it's a cool team for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and borrow it here. You guys can use it yourselves if you're interested. And I don't know. I kind of like showing off. Like a bunch of different people's teams and takes in the meta, even if I can't play them all like to perfection. But yeah, so I think this team is really cool. It has dual fairy types. It's really slow. That's like kind of my one thing about it. But it does have Dusclops, who's kind of, you know, one of the best Trick Room setters in the game. So let's go ahead and pull it out here. Should be right here. Alcremie. That's a funny name. Yeah, I think I talked about this in my other Alcremie video, but I really like Alcremie. I really like Decorate as a move, excuse me. I think it's interesting he has both Decorate and Fake Tears, but I guess it makes sense because you, like, sometimes against Follow Me Pokemon, like Togekiss, you obviously don't want to use Decorate, but you probably still want to get rid of Togekiss, so I guess that's the reason for that. But yeah, I think this team is interesting. Lapras is kind of, as I said before it happened, Lapras is very popular and very strong. Lapras isn't as popular as I would have expected just yet, but also to be fair, we're kind of like this. We've had one event so far, so yeah. Mana Tiempos, okay, don't know what that means. Cinderace, Inteleon, Duraludon, Grimmsnarl, Ferrothorn, and Togekiss. So when I look at this team, I have one thought in my mind. Actually, I have two thoughts. The first is that except for Togekiss, Conkeldurr kind of wins. So I think I'm gonna bring Conkeldurr in the back with Dusclops, try and set Trick Room up. Which just leaves the question of my leads. I want to bring Lapras, but I'm really actually worried about court change, so I think I have to be careful with that. Incineroar has Parting Shot and Throat Chop, which is interesting. I could do Togekiss stuff. I think I'm going to lead with Lapras. It is Light Clay, which is cool. A lot of Lapras are not Light Clay right now. And the only question is, am I going to do Alcremie, or am I going to do Incineroar? And I think they both have their merit. I'm going to lead with Incineroar this game. Maybe I'll do Alcremie next game. Yeah, my main thing is just, I want to get rid of that Togekiss. So if I wanted to get rid of Togekiss, maybe it would have been better to lead off with Alcremie, just to try and, like, get rid of them, you know, as soon as possible. But I do think Incineroar has a lot of use this matchup. There's a reason I'm wearing this shirt. If you don't want to deal with Incineroar, maybe you should buy the merch. Yeah. But we'll see. Togekiss, like I said, is a problem. But the other thing is, once I stall out the Dynamax, like, I can even beat Togekiss with Thunder Punch. So, Cinderace Grimmsnarl is the lead, interestingly enough. And I'm going to lead off with my own Incineroar and Lapras. So, I think this is a good opportunity for me to just max Geyser into the Cinderace. I really want that thing gone so that I can, in the end, get my Aurora Veil up kind of, you know, not for free, but without worrying. So, I'm just going to go and Dynamax here with Max Geyser and go for a Fake Out into Grimmsnarl. It's kind of a no drawback play. The drawback is if something goes wrong and I've Dynamaxed too early, that's bad for sure. Better they switch out Grimmsnarl, I think, than the other thing. Ferrothorn actually switches in. They make a hard read on my Fake Out. They bring Ferrothorn in front of Incineroar, but it was the right play. I was not Flare Blitzing that slot ever, so yeah. Let's see, they do not Dynamax Cinderace, which might mean I have a chance at hitting them, but it does get U-turn as well, so maybe they made a defensive switch here. They could have gone for... I feel like they would have protected or... Man, this is a bulky Lapras. I have over 450 HP. That's a lot. Let's see if they protect Cinderace here. They do not protect, so let's see if they go for U-turn. And let's see if they're Rocky Helmet. If they're Rocky Helmet, I'm about to take a ton of damage. Even with Iron Barb, you take a good chunk. No Rocky Helmet. They go for High Jump Kick. That's fine. They do connect. For a second, I thought they missed. The damage isn't bad, actually. Like, it actually did less than I expected. And we get Geyser off here. And again, if Cinderace goes down, I can kind of freely set up my Aurora Veil. They do have Focus Sash, interestingly enough. Alright, I see you. A good move by my opponent, a really good move. They set up the rain, and they chip my Ferrothorn down a lot. So, yeah, kind of like the perfect move, in my opinion. And they get Ferrothorn in right now, which is really good for them because, it's really good for them because, like, they can high jump kick into Incineroar. Like, I can't Flare Blitz right now, and Ferrothorn really threatens my Lapras, and it, with both Leech Seed and with an attack, and, it's not in danger of Incineroar, like, if they had let it, and it's not intimidated. So I'm going to go ahead and switch here. We already know the items of both Pokemon, but I do get Dusclops in anyway. See the leftovers here, and ideally they don't go for U-turn. They go for Bounce, actually, which is okay. They make a hard read. I actually don't mind that, because, even though I miss here, I do get to get rid of the Cinderace, and they really, in my opinion, kind of the important thing here is, at the end of these turns, what I really want is Cinderace gone so that I don't deal with Core Change. And there's no, I don't think there's any way that I can not get G-Max Resonance off right now. So I'm going to go back into Incineroar, try to proc my Figgy Berry, get Intimidate back on the field. I'm not that worried about Grimmsnarl in the end. Like, Grimmsnarl's not really my main, like, focus here. Like, it could be offensive Grimmsnarl, which would be kind of threatening, but we are going to get the Veil up here. And keep in mind, because I have Parasong as well, they go for Bounce, they should be into Incineroar, they should not KO. It was a little risky there to bring Incineroar in because if I had been crit, I might be in trouble, but I feel a little safer with Conkeldurr in the back and with Perish on Lapras as an option. So if I get one more KO, I can win this game with Parasong. And with 8 turns of screens, I feel like I'm not in bad shape at all. So we're going to get the Veil up. I'm a little worried about that Grimmsnarl. 8 turns of screens from now, so that should be the rest of the game. And let's see what they go for. Maybe another Leech Seed? Yeah, they go for another Leech Seed, and this is kind of why I don't like Ferrothorn. Like, on the one hand, is it annoying? It's super annoying, right? Don't get me wrong. But it's not pressuring anything, right? Like, I've taken a KO, I've got my Veil up. Then again, they have their Dynamax left, which is going to be a threat. So I had to be really careful. I'm actually pretty worried about Grimmsnarl. So I had to be really careful around that. Let's see what they go into. Now they have Grimmsnarl, Duraludon. Okay, so that tells me that it's most likely Duraludon that's going to Dynamax this game. I could honestly double out here if I wanted, but I don't think I want to bring Dusclops in too early. So, or Conkeldurr in too early. Actually, you know what? I think I could. Like, they're going to hit Conkeldurr. They're going to hit Incineroar with a move. I'm not Flame Orb. Yeah, I'm actually just going to double out here into Dusclops and Conk. It's a little risky, but I feel kind of safer because I have the Veil. Conk is going to come in here. I'm going to get Incineroar out again. I want to keep the Pokemon advantage. I didn't want Incineroar to get knocked out there. It might have survived. I don't actually remember how much health I have. AV, okay, cool. Not Life Orb. And we already got leftovers. It should be Dynamax. Yep, Dynamax, Duraludon. So we'll see. I mean, we just basically have to get through these next 3 turns. The nice thing is that Dusclops should not take that much damage here because of the Veil. I don't know how Fevzi has trained his Dusclops, but it's such a bulky Pokemon. If you give it a Aurora Veil, like, I don't see how the opponent can get through that. So let's see what they go for. Wormwind comes out. They're going to drop my attack stat. It should be into Dusclops. Yep, okay. It doesn't do that. I mean, it does a good chunk, actually, but it's not that much damage. Let's see what Ferrothorn goes for, because a Leech Seed in the wrong slot could be super annoying. They overpower up. Okay, that's what I was expecting. This should be into the Conkeldurr. Okay, yeah, and because of the Intimidate and the Aurora Veil and Ferrothorn clearly being a bulky Pokemon, it doesn't do very much at all. This turn, I'm going to go for Detect and Trick Room. And then next turn, I'm going to Haze. And I'm gonna clear the drops, and I'm going to heal a ton from this Drain Punch. I do have to worry a little bit about getting rid of... Actually, no, Ferrothorn should underspeed my Dusclops if it's min speed. Let's see. I expect Ferrothorn to go for a Leech Seed and Duraludon maybe to go for Steel Spike here. Wormwind again. Okay, let's see what this is into. It should be into Conk. Yeah, it is into Conk, so I don't take... Actually, you know, I don't take 0. I don't take 0. That's respectable damage for sure. Oh, they crit me, that's why. Okay, yeah, I felt like that was a lot, but I wasn't positive. Conkeldurr is now -2, but because Fevzi is using Haze, Leech Seed comes out. Into Conk. Okay, they really are prioritizing Conkeldurr. So I actually feel like Life Orb, Iron Fist, Drain Punch might KO Ferrothorn, but I'm not going to go for it because... Oh, Rain being gone is good. I'm not going to go for it because... I need health back. I don't want to get this turn wrong. I can take a hit for sure from something. And with Drain Punch Haze, like, keep in mind all I'm trying to do is get one more KO, because if I get a single, like, one more KO, I can just Parasong with Lapras and win the game. They actually don't protect, and my Dusclops is slower than Ferrothorn, meaning I just overwrote the attack drop that I had in Ferrothorn, but I don't expect them to KO me. They go for Leech Seed into Conkeldurr. Okay, that's fine. And they do still have one more turn left to Dynamax, but this is going to do, like, a lot of damage. Yeah, that did a lot of damage, in a word. And I'm actually going to heal all the way back to full, so all the drops that they had on me are now gone. I take a little bit of Life Orb recoil, which is not great, and Steel Spike comes out, which might be something I want to consider hazing away. That actually does non-zero. I can haze that away later. Okay, Leech Seed comes out. Alright, so there's good news and there's bad news. I don't think I'm going to die to a Power Whip. But I think just to be safe, I'm actually going to go ahead and heal my Conkeldurr with Pain Split. Because, I'm not really worried about... so I know Duraludon can't protect. That's the first thing. And again, one more time, all I need is one more KO when I win this game. And Duraludon can't protect itself. So, if I Pain Split, I should be able to live a Power Whip. Thanks to the Aurora Veil still being up from earlier. And as long as Conkeldurr is able to survive a hit from this Ferrothorn, they go for Power Whip, they do connect. It's into Conkeldurr. Okay, so thanks. I think I healed 28 health, so yeah, that was a well-timed Pain Split from me, if I do heal myself. And now we're in a situation where I still have 4 Pokemon left, and even though Ferrothorn is you know, +1 defense, I'm feeling good about this. I'm definitely feeling good. Conkeldurr surviving is really big there because it's another, like, I need to get the Parasong off, sure, but I also need to, like, outlast the opponent, so, yeah. This turn, I'm going to switch Conkeldurr into Incineroar, and I just have to decide if I want to double out. I have so much health left, I think I'm going to double out here. I'm going to switch to Incineroar, and I'm going to switch to... Let me check how many turns of everything are left, like, how many turns of screens and stuff. 3 turns left of screens, 2 turns left of Trick Room, and my Lapras. Let me check how slow Lapras is. Not that slow. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'm gonna double out here. I think with the Intimidate drops, I should be able to win this fairly easily, I think. Yeah, so it's not 100% over because I have taken a lot of damage, but and I have used my Berry on Incineroar as well. That's the other thing that's worth noting. But thanks to the Light Clay being up, like, I think I have the bulk to survive. I just need to get Parasong off, basically. Let's see what they go for this turn. I expect, like, maybe Leech Seed into Lapras or Reflect. Alright, so this Grimmsnarl is clearly support-oriented. And honestly, if I didn't have Parasong, I might be a little worried. Yeah, Iron comes out. Yep. I think Power Whip Crit might be able to KO me, so I'm going to fake out into Ferrothorn here, because they are Reflect and they are defense boosted, but I have Parasong on Lapras, so, yeah, unless Grimmsnarl has Taunt, they didn't go for Protect with Grimmsnarl, so unless Grimmsnarl has Taunt, I think this game is pretty much over, but if they do have Taunt, this is going to get tricky, but I don't think they're going to have Screens Taunt. Spirit Break, okay, cool. This can't KO Lapras, they don't even target Lapras, so 77 out of 43, I still have one more turn actually left. And I go for Parasong, and now I just need to make sure that I don't lose the game in the next 3 turns. And given that I think they're going to have trouble even breaking... I wonder if I have a safe win condition, actually. If I switch to Protect and then Fake Out, Switch Out... Yeah, that's safe, right? I think this is guaranteed. Switch, Protect, 2, Incineroar comes in, Fake Out, Switch, that's 1, and then Lapras comes in. Yeah, that's this game. That's I have a guaranteed win condition. Yeah, so this game, I mean, I felt like it was, I mean, I can see how Fevzi, I can see how he did so well, honestly. The thing about this team is it is kind of weak to crits. Spirit Grid comes out, I'm going to sack my Conkeldurr here, 2 turns left. That's the one thing is, like, I feel like it might be, it's like, that's my issue with slow teams in general, is, like, they are a little crit weak. Not, I mean, basically, the more you end up taking attacks, the more weak to critical hits you become. Fake Out, Switch, and then next game. So that's kind of my one concern here. But if you don't get crit, or like this game, I didn't feel like there were that many opportunities where I could have been like really detrimentally crit. I was crit through Protect. A power crit on my Conkeldurr probably would have at least had me in trouble again when it was against Duraludon. Although I still might have been able to win thanks to the Parasong win condition. So, yeah. And this is the game. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I think this Conkeldurr is cool. It's one of those things also where, like, once, like, play, okay, eject button. Oh, once you kind of realize what, like, once you kind of realize, that the Conkeldurr is not Guts, and it is Iron Fist, like, it can be kind of scary. It doesn't really matter. Slow, so I'm just gonna Pain Split. But it's also one of those things where, like, I don't know how, like, it's one of, like, because people aren't super familiar with, like, Iron Fist Conkeldurr's damage output, especially Life Orb Conkeldurr's damage output, you can't just tell, like, I don't know if I wouldn't be able to confidently tell just by looking at it, right? So it's not something that's necessarily gonna, like, come up in a super obvious way. So I think it makes sense to run Iron Fist. It's one of those things where, like, if he were to use this, like, in an online tournament now and, like, people, like, really knew about it, he might consider changing it to Guts, you know? Because Conkeldurr being burned and not Guts is very bad, but people are so scared to burn it because a lot of the time you run Guts. So we'll see. Anyway, I can't believe there's only been one battle. That was definitely a slower paced game. Incineroar, Togekiss, Rhyperior, Sylveon, Milotic, and Dragapult. So this team doesn't have a Steel type on it. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do versus Sylveon. I think what I'm going to have to do here is go for some Lapras stuff. I think. I don't really see how else I'm supposed to speed it. And then I guess I could do just Club's Conkeldurr in the back. I feel like I have to. I really don't see how I beat. I really don't see how I beat Sylveon. Everything else looks doable. The Milotic makes me scared, but that's fine. Yeah. I do have Lapras for Milotic. Like, Milotic can't beat Lapras. If I get a boost on my Freeze Dries, that's going to be good. So, this looks tricky for sure. This definitely looks like a tough matchup. I feel like every time I use this weak to Sylveon. I could have brought Incineroar, but with Milotic I didn't really want to. I definitely did not want to even, you know, even if I call that they're not going to lead Milotic. Yeah, this is kind of worrying. I think I'm just going to protect with both. I don't see a real reason not to. Right? Incineroar's Intimidate, that's fine. The only good thing about this lead is that both of them are very slow. Which is good for me because, yeah. Protect with both. Because I can definitely get a Decorate off. So I'm going to protect with both. Don't see a reason not to. Incineroar can, like, lower my special attack, which is annoying, don't get me wrong. But I can just Decorate it back up. So I don't know how bulky this Alcremie is. It's presumably max speed, which is why it's Focus Sash. But yeah, I'm not sure how bulky this Alcremie is. We're also going to see if the Sylveon is Throat Spray. I actually don't know if Throat Spray activates if you double Protect in front of it. I think it will still activate, but I'm not positive. Snarl comes out. Okay, so they're just going for the drops right away. Hyper Voice. Let's see if they have anything. That's it. They have Throat Spray. No Throat Spray activates. Oopsie. I don't know what that means. I'm going to max Geyser here. I would like to get rid of Incineroar right away. And I think they're probably just going to do the same move again. And then I'm going to Decorate into Lapras. I think I can take a Hyper Voice here. I think I can take a Hyper Voice with Alcremie. Because I mean, like, I don't know. It depends on the set, of course, but yeah. And even if I can't, like, I always have Dusclops in the back who I don't think they have a super easy way of getting rid of. So I guess the worst case here would be Parting Shot into Milotic. That would be kind of bad. But then again, I could get another Decorate off if I wanted, and just, like, blow it up. Let's see what they go for. Alcremie goes for Decorate. Lapras's attack and special attack were his 2 stages. Presumably, I'm about to lose one of those stages. Let's see what they go for. Snarl comes out. Alright, that's good. We can get rid of Incineroar here, which is good. And I think, like I said, I think Alcremie can survive, but I'm not positive. -1 Alcremie, +1 Lapras. This should be Hyper Voice next. Actually, okay, I'm faster than Sylveon. That's really good to know because this means Sylveon is super slow. It's good to know for Trick Room and Parasong, but it's also good... Hello? It's also good to know for Aurora Veil. Okay, Incineroar is Assault Vest, I think, because I don't think it's taking that otherwise. Hyper Voice comes out. This doesn't do a lot of damage to Alcremie. It doesn't do that much damage to Alcremie. Okay. So I think I'm just going to Resonance and Dazzling Gleam here. Let's get my 8 turns up. Okay, that's one option. The other option is Decorate again. Because it's not like Incineroar is doing anything, right? +2 Gmax Resonance. I kind of like that, actually. Like, I'm not really taking that much damage, and I'm certainly not going to be taking... Like, now that I saw how little I took from... Now that I saw how little I took from Hyper Voice, yeah. So I'm leaving Incineroar around, but it's actually intentional because I can get a 3rd Decorate off if I want, or I can just KO it next turn if I want. I just have to be... And again, keep in mind, everybody, that if I get 2 KOs, I win this game with Parasong, assuming I can get a Parasong off. So This is plus 2 G-Max Resonance. It's just clearly a bulky Lapras, so it's not. Yeah, it doesn't. I didn't think it was gonna KO there, but I didn't need it to KO because I got the Veil up, and I tried to like the Sylveon was the thing I was the most worried about. So to get the Veil up or to get damage on it is really good. Like now it's in 2 Nightshade range. And this turn, I think I'm just gonna go for G-Max Resonance and Dazzling Gleam. Actually, Hydro Pump is stronger, right? Oh yeah, Max Geyser is way stronger. All right, let's go for Max Geyser and Gleam here. Try and KO Incineroar and Sylveon in the same turn, and then next turn, we can Perish Song and win the game. So that's kind of the goal here. They do not protect, so Incineroar should faint here. Even though I'm -2, they should still KO. Okay, I was actually kind of worried for a second because it was Assault Vest Incineroar. Yeah, we have Light Clay Lapras, so what are we? +2 Lapras, I think. +2 Lapras and Rain with Aurora Veil up, very bulky. And now, if I get Perish Song off, I win the game. I can even go Dusclops just to kind of throw a red herring out. Keep in mind, though, I have used all of my Dynamax, and they have used none of theirs. So that is kind of a weakness of Lapras, I think, is that normally you're going to Dynamax early. Rhyperior coming in is great here because it's slower than my Lapras. And Togekiss. Okay, yeah. Basically, I think the only way they can win this now is... I think the only way they can win this is if they flinch me. So I'm going to go for a Perish Song here, and I think I'm going to switch out. I could just Mystical Fire. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I don't have Mystical Fire. That's right. Yeah, I don't see any reason to do anything else, so I'm going to switch Dusclops. If Perish Song goes up, obviously I win. And they're probably going to Dynamax Rhyperior here. If they were, like, fast Rhyperior and they max Airstreamed and then they outspeed my Lapras, that could be kind of scary, but yeah, Weakness Policy and Babbery Berry, so it could be the bad item. No, because we're following me. The bad item, sorry, was, I mean, the bad item, I meant, like, it could be, oh, that's the game, yeah. It could be the bad item, I meant, because it's Babbery Berry, it's not Scope Lens, which means it might be Serene Grace, which means it might flinch me, which is the thing I was worried about. But yeah, Rock Slide comes out, connects with both. This is not going to do very much damage. Just a lot of damage. Why? And that's the game. I don't think there's a way for them to come back from this. I'm, like, pretty sure. Let's see, I have Protect on Lapras, I can Protect and Pain Split. They don't really have... I mean, I could literally probably Pain Split every turn this turn if I wanted, or this game if I wanted. I could have Freeze-Dried the Togekiss, but since I'm trying with Perish Song anyway. Yeah, they still don't Dynamax, I don't really know why. I feel like if you're going to Dynamax, you have to do it that turn. Try and KO Lapras through Protect, like maybe Max Rockfall plus Sand might do it. You still can't really beat Dusclops, but yeah. Earthquake, okay. Not really sure what's going on. And let's see, I think, so in this situation, I have a guaranteed win condition. Yeah, I can never lose. If I do the right play, which is do whatever I want, and then go to Conkeldurr, I can never lose this. Because with 2 turns left on Perish, like, no matter what I do this turn, even if I time out, I actually think, wait, let me check something. I could put my controller down and win this game. I don't know if that's BM, but I can win this game by doing nothing, which is interesting. I don't know if that's BM. I actually think it's interesting, just to demonstrate, the whole, like, way that Perish Trap plays, is that you can get into situations where it does not matter. Like, which is, you know, if you're looking at this game, if you were just to join right now, you'd be like, oh, Wolf's down 4-2, but, like, I don't know, maybe he could lose, like, the opponent hasn't Dynamaxed yet, and, like, all this stuff, but, no, I cannot lose. There is no way, like, if I don't hit anything, I will win. Which is cool, in my opinion. Which is cool. I can literally win by you know, my hands are up here. I'm not choosing moves, and I'm not risking timing out either. So, yeah. So they're gonna go for Gleam here. I'm gonna survive, obviously. I'm gonna go for Hydro Pump. I missed the Togekiss. Doesn't really matter because again, it doesn't matter what I do here. They missed my Lapras and Dusclops. That's unfortunate. When I said I was gonna win by doing nothing, that's not what I meant. But I guess it works anyway. Yeah. So the reason why I can win by doing nothing is that if they KO both my Pokemon, it doesn't even matter what happens this turn, even if they KO'd both. I could go into Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr's first move is Detect. So, with Detect, like, they KO both my... Let's say they KO'd both my Pokemon this turn. I go into Incineroar and Conkeldurr. It doesn't really matter what I do. I Detect Conkeldurr, and they cannot KO me through Detect, with Rhyperior. So, yeah, I just win from there. Thanks to Perish Song. So that's kind of what I like about Perish Song, is it gives you, like, there's no accuracy involved, there's no probabilities, like, it's a guaranteed win condition. And my opponent, you know, maybe they just, like, weren't expecting Perish Song Lapras, so they let, you know, I wasn't really giving them easy moves to switch into, right? Like, +2 attacks are not super easy to switch into from a Gmax Mon. So, like, it's not even, like, switching... So what are they going to do? Switch Sylveon to Token Guesser Rhyperior and just drop? Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. This team is really cool. I can see how it did well. It does, like... It's really slow, which makes me a little nervous, and, like, no Steel type makes me nervous, but... I feel like just using it, I learned about... I can see how he did well with it. It's a very cool team, and I'm glad to see Alcremie getting some usage as well. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I want to say. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know these games are a little longer than normal, but I think they're really interesting. So, yeah. Shout out again to Fevzi. Check him out on Twitter, FevZioE, FEVZIOE. And yeah, if there's anybody else who like has a team you want me to use, just let me know in the comments down below. And I think that's it. See you next time. Goodbye.